Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the T87 Perspective. Now, I'm stepping away from my spiritual channel for a few minutes to address this particular subject. For some reason, it causes huge problems within the family dynamic, and primarily between mothers and daughters. Now, I'm going to tackle it from this angle. When I was a kid growing up, when we saw our grandparents, it was primarily on weekends, and that was when we spent most of our time with them on the weekend at one grandparent's house or the other. Now, fast forward to today, that dynamic has changed quite a bit. Now, one factor is so many of you young ladies out there now are having children in your parents' home while you're still living with them. So you have this situation of built-in grandparents. So the grandkids are not only living with the grandparents are a huge part in raising them. Now, there's some pros and cons to that, but we all know that's not how it's supposed to work. And I'll get back to that in a second. Now, the other portion of the women are leaving the home and having kids outside the home. So you have grandchildren sometimes that are in the home and some that are out of the home, depending on those situations. Now, here is the crux of the situation: child care providing. Now, you young mothers out here, those that are in the home of their parents and those that are out there, you will pay child care providers whatever it is they're charging, $75, $85, $100 per child in some cases, and you pay by the week and sometimes in advance. You will go out here and pay that without fail because you have a job, you're going to school, or whatever it is you're doing during the weekdays. You need someone to take care of your children, and you're paying child care providers to do this. Now, like I said, you do it without fail. You're faithful to that situation because it's important to you. On the other side of that dynamic, you have the grandparents, primarily your mother, because the fathers, like myself, we're out there doing whatever it is we do, work, what have you. So you're dealing with your mothers or the kids' grandmothers more often than not. When it comes to them keeping your children, there should be no question whether or not you pay them. So I'm going to skip all the stuff that goes on. I'm telling you, there should be no question whether or not you should pay them. Now, this doesn't happen most of the time. Instead of taking that situation of having a grandmother, your mother, available to watch your kids and get the hometown discount, you view it as, why should I pay them? They're their grandparents. You're their grandmother. Okay, let's stop right there. That, one, is total disrespect to your mother. It makes no sense. And she's providing you a service. One, that you're out here paying somebody else astronomical amounts of money to do. Two, you don't know if they care about your kids, paying them any attention, molesting your kids, assaulting them, or what have you. All these different things that you have concerns about with strangers keeping your kids, you don't have to worry about with your own mother keeping your kids. She'll love those children, nurture them, discipline them, and all these things in love, because those are her grandkids. But yet, when the issue of money comes into play, you look at it like what? Well, why should I pay you? They're your grandkids. Look, that's your mother. She's providing you a service that you are full willing to pay someone else to do. Break her off. It's fair. It's not a question about her loving her grandchildren, loving you, or anything else. It's an inconvenience. Listen to what I'm saying. It is an inconvenience to your grandmother. It's an infringement on her time to do with whatever she chooses to do with it. It doesn't matter if she's retired, unemployed, her husband makes enough money to where she doesn't have to work, whatever the case may be. Every day that she doesn't have a job and she can stay at home and do whatever she wants, that's her time. Show her some appreciation for taking her time to watch your children. Now, that's coming from a man. See, I can cut off that emotional part and just tell you how it is. I love my grandkids to death, but I'm telling you, there has to be a separation. When your mother is watching your kids, she's providing a service. She should be compensated. Not with the, thanks mom. No, pay her like you were paying somebody else. And see, most of these mothers out here, grandmothers, they're not even asking full price. Just break them off with a little something. But let me tell you this, get all those arrangements done up front instead of after the fact trying to come at them like they're doing a disservice to you by asking to be paid. You should be willing to pay. You should drop to your knees and thank the Father that your mother is available to watch her grandchildren, your kids. You already know they're safe. She ain't gonna charge you $15 for every 5 minutes you're late, and all these other inconsequential things. But yet, you're letting this be a dividing rod between you and your mother. You're letting it be a wedge. Why? That's the enemy. See, first you should have came into a situation of having your mother available to watch your children as a blessing. Second, you should have came to her and said, Mom, thank you for being available to watch my children. How much do I have to pay you every week? See, child care providers telling you what you're going to pay them, and you go, well, okay, I guess I'll have to pay it, and you do it. Irregardless of what your struggles are, your situations are, you pay them. But when it comes to your mother, you go, you hem and haw as if she's robbing you or something. She'll work out something fair. See, your mother's fair. Baby, just give me $50 a week. You got 2 or 3 kids she watching while you go to work or do whatever. That's all she's asking. She'll take care of them. She bathe them. She feed them. She spank them. Whatever the case may be. But she gonna love them. She gonna love them way more than someone out here in the ABC daycare center will. Look. Quit treating your mother as if she's doing something wrong. Quit trying to make her feel like she doesn't love her grandkids because she should be paid for doing a job. It's a job. They're your kids. You know it's a job. You don't want to keep them 24 hours a day. You love to get a break. But yet you can go to work or whatever for 8 hours a day and then put that burden on your mother. And then what? She's not supposed to be compensated. She could have spent her whole day sitting in the lounge chair sipping on lemonade. But no, she's chasing your 2 or 3 little kids around the house all day, keeping them in check. She already raised kids. Hello? You're the one. She already raised y'all. Now you're asking her to help raise yours. And then you think it's unfair for her to expect some kind of compensation. Money. She should be paid. It ain't got nothing to, like I said, it ain't got nothing to do with love or anything else. Be fair to your mother. You young mothers need to express more love and respect to your mothers. See, us men, we can deal with this. And I guarantee you, when we get into situations that involve money that have to do with our children, boys, daughters, whatever, we get that straight right off the top. If I do this, you gonna pay me. If I help you get this car, you gonna pay half, right? Yes. Ain't no argument down the road, and ain't no love lost. Daughters, y'all need to treat your mothers the same. Anyway, that being said, this is Tube87. I'm out.